Welcome back to Hogwarts Legacy, everyone. We've got some exciting news as the first few hours of Hogwarts Legacy gameplay has been released. I'm Seth,
And I'm Kyle.
and let's get into it. So to start off with, we have a lot of gameplay flying around the castle, seeing the castle from the outside and in as well, and it looks beautiful. It looks exactly like what we saw in the movies, as well as a lot of extra details that wasn't in the movies but was in the books at the same time too. And of course, when it comes to the broomstick, we've noticed that the flying mechanics moving around the level are nice and smooth, and it's a real joy to fly around with, as well as a very cool element where we can basically jump off a wall and actually mount our broomstick mid-fall at the same time.
And if what you're after is an immersive Hogwarts experience where you feel like you really are at the school and in this world, well, this game appears to deliver that. There are a variety of areas you can interact with all over the map, like a mermaid stone fountain that allows you to animate it, as well as hedgerows that you can get to do different things, and suits of armor that if you stare at them long enough, they'll begin to entertain you. There are also a variety of extras, like pranks going on around the school. Plus, you can climb up ledges, which will probably come in handy for missions, and they've even confirmed that swimming is possible in the game. This just lends to the open world sensation of, if you can see it, you can go there.
The combat in the game seems to be getting quite impressive as well. Not only do we get to see a lot of regular attacks mixed in with special spells that basically let you do various different combos, but we also get to see a few different things that the player actually gets to interact with. For example, they need to dodge when an unblockable spell comes their way, or they need to use Protego against other spells to deflect them off. The flow of combat does seem to work together quite nicely too. One thing to note though is that there's no lock-on system, so this does make combat a lot more difficult. More practice is going to be required, and it does seem to make all the fighting areas a lot more chaotic.
Another really cool area that seems to be progressively unlocked as you play through the game is the Cross-Wand Dueling Club. We've seen the first fight from the Dueling Club a few times before, but now it seems that as you play through the game and you win duels against other students, you climb a ladder toward the title of School Champion. The other really helpful thing in this area is the training dummy, which you can use to work out your spells and figure out helpful spell combos.
It's also been revealed that there are 23 spells in the game. They are actually color coded at the same time too. It does look like the blue ones, like Repario and stuff like that, are going to be different colors for maybe different ways the spell should work, as well as the combat spells being different colors, and potentially things like curse spells or ancient spells being slightly different at the same time. But finally we do have a list of 23. Whether this is the full list, it's unknown yet, but it's definitely an expansion of what we've seen in the past. An example of a cool spell is Revelio, which allows you to discover objects that are basically otherwise unseen or invisible.
So this next thing is a really exciting addition to the game. It's lockpicking. Similar to games like Skyrim, the lockpicking seems to be like a mini game within the game. So to pick a lock, you have to line up a red light and a green light in a variety of lockpicking patterns. It seems to be quite difficult based on the instructions that are currently given, and there also seems to be various levels of lockpicking difficulty, so we'll probably cover how to lockpick in a future video.
On slight negatives, it does seem to be that when you are actually on the main storyline's mission, you are actually locked down to a very specific area. This is kind of expected to be honest, because often I'm guessing you'll be doing things that won't be available in the open world, or vice versa. So just be aware that when you are doing the main story quest and you're actually involved in it, you do actually have to complete it before running off into the rest of the open world.
One of the coolest things that we've seen recently is the stealth quest to deal with poachers, which is a combination of stealth and combat. We perform stealth by using disillusionment, then we track the poachers and we stalk them, and then we sneak up behind them and cast spells against them. And if the dark wizards become aware of us, well then a question mark appears above their heads and begins to fill.
The side quests, it looks like we've gotten a preview of what they actually pertain. The one we've seen in a lot of videos is the painting side quest, where basically you use an Illuminous spell to basically show a specific place in the castle that it's showing. If you find that area in the castle, you then basically can find a butterfly, Casting Luminous again, it then follows you back to the painting, and once you lock it in, you complete that part of it too. It does look like there are multiple paintings around that basically give this type of quest. So it gives a very good example of the type of side quests you're going to have around as you're actually adventuring around the castle and also following the main storyline.
So Floo Powder and the Floo network do seem to be in the game as well. We've seen various examples of it as people have been running around the castle. This lends to the idea that there could be a fast travel system within the castle and potentially even between points of interest in the large open world map. This will save us a lot of time while moving around, especially in conjunction with flying mounts.
Another piece of anticipated news, Transmorgification. So this just basically means that you can actually change the cosmetic feel of your outfit without actually changing the stats or the various different things you've actually combined to upgrade or to put on your actual gear itself. So I think this is a fantastic idea because it does mean you can have the character you want, while at the same time too not having to lose the stats that maybe you require for various different missions or for combat. And that's it for us at Press Start, guys. If we did miss anything out, let us know in the comments below. Otherwise, in a few of these areas, we may be doing some additional videos just because there's a few more details or it's a little bit more difficult to do as kind of like a compilation one. This is Seth.
And I'm Kyle. Thanks for watching.